It's a picture of someone named... I wonder what... It's a business...
Well, hello, boys.
Mr. Murphy, you need to come with us if you want to live.
Seriously?
Just kidding. What was going on in there? You know the drill.
Why do so many people around you end up dead?
Well, everybody dies eventually.
But not all at once. Did you kill Margaret Leonard?
Come on, Danwich. If I killed her, what'd I do with her head? Eat it?
But we keep walking in on you with all these dead bodies. You must be the unluckiest guy in the world.
Whoever offed Margaret Leonard either hated her guts or was completely bonkers. I mean, why would someone decapitate her?
I don't care why, I just want to know who.
Wait a second, how do we even know it's Margaret Leonard? I mean, maybe that's why they took the head.
Yeah, that might have worked 100 years ago, but now we've got apps for that. We've already got a positive ID.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? I mean, kind of working together, bouncing ideas, sharing information. I mean, what if I said I had some information might help your investigation?
I'd say you were withholding evidence.
No, I said I might have something.
No, you said you had something that might help.
Yeah, oops. Look, Danwich, you seem like a stand-up guy, and I know you don't want any vigilantism, so I'll play it by the book. I think I have video that might have been shot by the guy who killed Margaret Leonard. I'm just gonna hand it to you and hope you'll cut me some slack.
It's on your smart, Alex? Let's have it.
The guy in the video's Mason Bowers.
And this is the guy you think was abducted. The problem is there's no evidence of anyone being abducted, so I can't investigate. My hands are tied.
Well, mine, as you see, are not.
I may have seen this guy before on some kind of surveillance video.
A surveillance video, you say?
The video could have shown you in your apartment talking to an elderly lady. There may have been another man there as well, a mutant of some kind, who might have jumped you. The elderly lady, in theory, could have appeared to have injected you when you were restrained. In the ensuing struggle, you might have been knocked out on the fire escape.
And when would Bowers have shown, hypothetically?
Right after you were knocked out, tore through the apartment in pursuit of the old lady.
So everything that I've told you matches up, and we're both looking for Mason Bowers.
Are you familiar with a program called VCT, Vehicle Compliance Tracking? All cars come with sensors that report when one is out of compliance. For example, when you have your right front headlight shot out, if you could access the VCT database, which is illegal and highly inadvisable, you would find a list of all vehicles with the right front headlight shot out. If you could provide more information on the vehicle, you can access an ID and an address from the registration.
Any chance this might have been the vehicle seen in the Maldonado surveillance video?
You solve this Bowers-Leonard case for me, I might even see what I could do about getting that case file for you. The one from 7 years ago. I know who Zach Williams is, and who his associates are. I'd advise you to keep your distance. Don't recognize the face. Sorry. That's Margaret Leonard? I'll have to take your word for it. A speeder with a broken headlight on the front passenger side? No idea what you're talking about.
As soon as I got back from the new San Francisco Police Department, I had an urgent message from Rook. It seems Rook had a soft spot for Margaret and wanted to bring her some justice. He told me he had another interested party in the Tesla cache, a Count Saint Germain, who was staying at the Golden Gate Hotel. Maybe he could divulge some answers.
One hears a great deal about Tex Murphy on Chandler Avenue. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Word is you're a big fan of Nikola Tesla, or at least his stuff.
Yes. Your local pawn shop has a remarkably extensive offering of Tesla paraphernalia. Certainly the largest cache I've found this side of Belgrade.
You mind if I ask what your interest is in Tesla?
I gather you're at least somewhat familiar with the story of the Tesla cache? I believe some of the items Rook has were part of the Tesla cache, but he refuses to divulge how he obtained them. I presume from Margaret Leonard, or some third party who got them from her.
Shocking. Rook normally would cut off his right arm if he thought somebody'd buy it.
I've spent many years searching for something. My hope is to find a clue as to its whereabouts in Tesla's letters or journals. But the trail has led me here. Tell me, Mr. Murphy, do you know the name J.T. Donnelly?
Yeah. I mean, I just heard about it, but he was a PI, and he lived around here back in the 1940s.
At the Ritz, in the very room in which you now live. An intriguing connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting and maybe a little weird, but it's not a connection.
But it's so much more than that. Back in Donnelly's time, there was a man known as the Sleeping Prophet, Edgar Casey. He made a compelling case for the belief that most of us have lived past lives.
You're losing me.
Come now. You've said on more than one occasion that you felt as if you'd been born a century too late. A man out of time, as it were. Tell me, do you have disturbingly realistic, vivid dreams of another era?
What? You know about my dreams? I must be getting incredibly broad-minded in my old age. So what are you saying? I was J.T. Donnelly in a former life?
We could explore that possibility, but first, have eggs ever appeared in your dreams?
Oh, I love eggs, of course. Poached, over easy, scrambled. I mean, they're certainly nature's wonder food.
There are affordable accommodations in better parts of the city. Something could have been drawing you specifically to the Ritz. Don't you agree?
Yeah, cheap rent. Could you maybe help me out with these memories? Help me interpret these dreams?
If you could find this egg, or even put me on its trail again, I have certain techniques, such as regression and channeling, that could help you recall past events. And, I should add, the egg is worth a fortune, which I would gladly pay.
We talk for a few minutes longer, but I tell him I need to get back to the case. This is way beyond my comprehension. Mystical eggs? Mind regression? Past lives? It's boggling. Margaret spoke of an egg being held by a religious fanatic who prays. Was it the Tesla egg I found in the wall at the Ritz? If so, it would have been there for over 100 years. Does it have some sort of channeling power from the person who possessed it? Well, Mason Bowers is still the key. I need data for the VCT so I can find out who kidnapped him. I better start asking around.
Time for some good old-fashioned detective work. You should talk to potential witnesses and see if they know anything about the suspicious vehicle involved with the abduction.
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions? Yeah, there was a speeder that took off right after the gunshots. Saw it in my rearview mirror. I got a thing for high-end speeders. This was a 48 Pandian. Sweet ride. I remember her. Sweet little old lady. Used to see her around the neighborhood years ago. Don't remember the last time I saw her. Can't help you with that.
I need to find a few more identifying features about the suspicious speeder.
Hello, Murphy. How goes the investigation? The speeder that flew away after the gunshots I heard? I'm not sure what type it was, but I did notice that the interior was very unusual. It was all white. I'm quite certain she was on the run from someone or something. I took care of her as much as she'd let me. I'm very sad she's gone. Yes, I'm sure that Margaret's items came from the Tesla cache, though the pieces she gave me to sell weren't nearly as valuable as rumors would have you believe. Interesting fellow. He was particularly interested in anything to do with Nikola Tesla. He mentioned that he stayed at the Golden Gate Hotel.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Due to my restrictive protocols, I can only confirm that Count Saint Germain is currently a guest at our hotel. You're talking about the speeder I saw take off after the shooting? What I can tell you for certain is the last 2 digits on the license plate. They were the numbers 6 and 3.
You know, Murph, I think we make a great team. What can I do for you? She's dead? And she was living right here for years. How do you always find yourself right in the middle of everything? You have a gift, my friend. He'd go on into these weird trances and talk about past life stuff. You know, pretty intriguing until you get to where he starts going on about Atlantis. No. We were talking about some stuff. Tesla, Romanovs, Fabergé, that sort of thing. He sure seems to know a lot about everything. That's the most recent photo of Margaret Leonard I could find. Like I said, she's been out of circulation for a while.
Wow, that is crazy what happened to Margaret Leonard. Is everything okay with you and the cops?
Yeah, the cops would love to pin it on me, but I think it's all tied to a Mason Bowers who was abducted outside the Ritz a couple of nights ago. I'm just trying to find anybody who might have seen something.
Oh, well then you probably need to talk to Sapphire.
Sapphire? Sounds like some Greek oracle.
Well, I don't know if she's Greek or not, but she's definitely exotic looking. And she's one of your fellow tenants. Her door's decorated like a French nightmare, but it suits her business. So, if you hear any noises you can't identify, you might want to come back later. It's a damn shame what happened to that little lady. And I'm not crazy about what it did to her apartment either. Not a clue.
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you? So this is the speeder you think took off after those gunshots and the abduction the other day. I do remember seeing a vehicle. I didn't get the license plate or nothing. I just saw it was one of them nice Pandians. The Bi-Turbo XL model. A big guy? Talks like he should be on the radio. Yeah, he came in the other day. Didn't seem too impressed with my, cuisine. I know this little lady. Haven't seen her around in quite a while, but she used to come in pretty regular. I think she lived at the Ritz, at least for a time. She and Chelsea were real friendly. Pretty sure her name wasn't Margaret Leonard, though. At least that ain't the name she told me. I know you was having bad dreams way back when, but I didn't hear nothing else about him after, you know, the thing with Chelsea happened. You got me there, wife.
Still can't believe I'm working with the one and only Tex Murphy. What can I do for you, sir? That's the witch. At least that's what I call her. A couple times I've seen this old lady sneaking around the neighborhood. Would if I could.
Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a fun new neighbor.
Well, this is a nice surprise.
Sapphire. What a beautiful, if somewhat misleading name.
Thanks, Tex. You know just what to say to please a lady.
Are you a gymnast?
So, what brings New San Francisco's sexiest PI to my door? Business or pleasure?
Let's start with business.
How disappointing. Well, we could use that home gym in there to work off some stress. I'm sure you wouldn't mind a happy ending, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all anybody wants, right? I mean, and they lived happily ever after, that kind of thing?
Fine. You don't want to scratch each other's backs. But what if I don't play ball? Can we still rough and tumble?
Well, Sapphire, don't make me twist your arm.
You can't make me talk.
We can do this the hard way or the easy way.
Excuse me? Are you threatening me? Because if you are, I'd love to see you try the hard way. I'm sorry, Tex. I got carried away. I didn't mean to hurt you. At least not like that. Do you forgive me?
Not until I give you a good, firm interrogation.
I'm all yours, Mr. Murphy. It looked black, or midnight blue at first, but when the light hit it just right, I could see that it was actually close to sapphire, which, of course, I would remember. That sweet lady used to live here. Now, what would I know about that? But that place will literally kill you. No idea who that is. Runs the electronics shop, though he's hardly ever there. Rook's one of my best customers. His tastes aren't as old-fashioned as you might think. After Clint took over ownership of the Ritz from Nilo, things got a lot better. He even removed all the bugs and hidden cameras. That scumbag detective has been watching me for months. That's the guy you think got abducted? I saw him around a few times coming to see you. I thought. So spunky. And I love spunk. I only met you a couple years ago, so I don't know what you were like before. But I like what I see now. It ain't just your ass that's bad. Gets along with everybody. Makes great food. What's she got that I don't? I can tell you one thing that I've got that she doesn't. That's not my kind of store. It's not the nicest place in town, but you can't beat the price. It's a live and let live kind of place. First, I hear people running around up in your apartment. Then this speeder lands outside. I hear some man yelling and screaming outside the Ritz. Then he runs off with some other people chasing him. After a bit, he comes back and I hear him outside my window. Sounds like he's talking to himself. Then 2 other guys catch him, shove him into the speeder. Then I hear gunshots and the speeder takes off. You're a tough guy who thinks he's above the law. What girl doesn't like to get a little turned on by that kind of man?
Well, I finally gather enough data to identify the kidnapped vehicle. It's registered to a company called Cézanne, and the location appears on my map. Well, I finally gather enough data. Maybe try something else. I check out Cézanne was smart, Alex, and find out it's some sort of doomsday cult recruiting candidates for a brave new world. And they believe this world will arrive soon. These boys take their schoolwork seriously. Nice little wishing well, but a couple of pieces of equipment are missing. Oh, there's something inside that bucket at the bottom of the well. There's some interesting symbols written on these pillars. There's some interesting symbols written on these pillars. Unfortunately, I arrive at Cézanne and set off every alarm possible. I'm missing a token that would grant me entry inside. I head back to my office to devise a new strategy when I find a fax waiting for me. Someone's been watching over my shoulder, and it's not a comforting feeling.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
Oh boy, a fax. An anonymous informant wants to meet me at Coit Tower.
Yep, this is a great idea. Just waiting to meet some anonymous chap who still sends faxes. You know, he probably uses real bullets.
I think you need to be a little more trusting of people.
Tex, I'm plugged into the internet. The internet! And you want me to trust people?
A good point. Coit Tower, once one of the great landmarks of the city, is now a broken-down monument symbolizing the world that's passed us by.
Hello, mate.
Slade? How? What? Weren't you in...
Locked up in San Quentin till 2260? No, not me. Good behavior.
Well, I'm glad you've turned over a new leaf. I'm a big fan of forgiving and forgetting. Mostly forgetting.
So what don't you remember?
Just the last 7 years.
So you don't remember everything after you and Chelsea got nicked? Chelsea's brother? The English woman, Juliet? Our little partnership?
Our partnership? Look, I know we just made up, but I think I'd rather lick toilets with my tongue than work with you.
Ah, but you did, Tex.
I did? Which one?
Work with me. And it paid a lot better than licking dunnies. How do you think you made all that money? These past few years have been, shall we say, mutually beneficial. But now it seems the same old Tex, the Boy Scout, is back. That's a problem.
You want to know what's wrong with the Boy Scouts? Not a darn thing.
So you've been helping us track down this precious little egg. First you say you got it, then you say Margaret Leonard stole it. Next thing I know, you turn up at Cezanne tripping security alarms like some clueless amateur. What the hell was that all about?
For your information, I set those alarms off on purpose, and I don't have to tell you why.
Always got to do everything the hard way, don't you, Tex? This'll get you into Cezanne. Hope you know what you're doing. I'll give you 24 hours to find that egg. And then I'm gonna come looking for you. And you know I'll find you.
Well, Big Jim Slade is right. This key can get me inside Cezanne. You can be hung over from things other than alcohol. My meeting with Slade left me shivering like I had the DTs. This guy and I were partners over the last 7 years. There's trouble in my soul and it's become as cold as ash. The further I see down the barrel, the more dangerous and diabolical my world becomes. Well, Cezanne's located in a winter wonderland. Arthur, King of the Britons. Arthur, King of the Britons. That's a hook. It's my favorite artificial limb.
Welcome
friend. You are about to begin a journey to an incredible destiny. The successful candidate will become part of an elite aristocracy that will rule a universe beyond imagination. To begin your quest, please set the 7 sacred symbols in their proper place. To begin your initiation to a new destiny.
These must be the silhouettes of the symbols I need to find. Well, it's one of the symbols, but it's out of my reach. It won't budge. My guess is I need to find the 7 sacred symbols before these doors will open. There are just too many words in books. Nice logo. Wine, candles, chalice. Who says cults can't be romantic? Oh, 30-pound brick. Hey, no problem. There's one of the sacred symbols underneath this stone tile, but I can't lift it on my own. Huh, I bet this is not like Animal House. Oh man, I hope it's Spaghetti Wednesday. That might come in handy.
What crime again?
This winery was established in 1879. 1879. Well, maybe I can use this lead pipe to my advantage. Well, what happened? Well, there's got to be some reason this mural was hidden. I better look at it closely. Now I could use that. Uh-oh, Warden. The headmaster's pot. A pickled egg. Oh, I'm hoping this isn't a chamber pot. Got his own climate control system. Got his own climate control system. Nothing useful. Nothing useful. It's a Mike and I Kammer Candy comic. The Case of the Root Canal. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection back in my office. Yeah, it looks like a piece of one of those symbols. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. Dasher, Dancer. It's a magnetic resonator board. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. This sacred symbol has been broken into several... Yeah, it reminds me of the Seven Dwarfs bedroom. Let's see, Gimli, Beaufort, Biffer, Homer, and Gandalf. This sacred symbol has been broken into several... Yeah, one summer night I took out half the windows in the neighborhood with a slingshot. Rook still hasn't forgiven me. This sacred symbol has been broken into 9 pieces. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces.
I guess luck counts for something. Ding, 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 ding! We have a winner!
Hey, a bucket. Well, I know what this is. It's a thing that does that thing. That's not right. Well, that was a waste of time.
I guess luck counts for something.
You still got it, my friend. This is a variation of the ancient Egyptian game of Senet. The goal is to not have more than 2 symbols in each row and column. To move the symbol pieces, I need to click on the symbol piece, then the desired destination. Now here's something you don't see every day. I'm gonna take it. Something important must be inside here. Winner, winner. Guess I better not be too creative, because it won't work. Neater. That's not right. Well, that was stupid. These must be the silhouettes of the symbols I need to find. That was a waste of time. Stop. These must be the silhouettes of the symbols I need to find. I don't know what I was...
And now the journey of the symbols begins. Candidates are selected for their superior intelligence and physical attributes. The Seyssen elite will wield the royal authority over the dominions of Earth and beyond. The test to join Seyssen is not without risks. When you cross the threshold, it is literally a journey to the underworld, where either eternal life or eternal death awaits.
Who's a good deity?
This must be one of the tests of Seyssen. I need to step on the platform before I can solve it. And it looks like I'm supposed to get the cat out of the pyramid. To move the piece, I click on the piece and then the desired destination. Here, kitty, kitty.
You have passed this test. Proceed to the next chamber. The path through the afterlife is difficult. You are required to pass a series of locations guarded by supernatural creatures.
This must be one of the tests of Cézanne. I need to step on the platform before I can solve it. I need to find a way through this maze in a set number of moves. And I need to alternate my movement between Skull and Anubis pieces without going diagonally. The arrow symbol shows me my options to move.
The mighty pharaohs have reached the underworld and must travel across the River Nun. Each has been given his own guide, but each pharaoh objects to his guide crossing with another pharaoh, unless he himself is present. They also object to leaving their guides with the pharaoh on the other side of the river. Arrange their passage. But remember, though the boat holds 2 people, one must bring it back for the other to use.
You heard the man. I need to get all Pharaoh and Protector pieces across the river without using Protector pieces with different colored Pharaohs. Each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room. The light is yellow. It's the symbol of the sun.
praise is lavished upon you, the newest member of the aristocratic class. The seisan is the lotus flower, a symbol of rebirth in Egyptian mythology. You will now undergo a period of mind conditioning for the next 3 months, where thought patterns will be restructured for complete obedience to our cause. After, you will become a pure disciple of Seisan, worthy of leadership in the new order.
I'll bet this is where they're keeping Mason Bauer since security is so tight. I better be careful to stay in the shadows. Authority. My guess is this isn't some fancy detox center. Peace. Looks like a dungeon. Mason Bowers must be held captive down here. Incubation cell. What the hell? Serenity. What kind of chambers are these? Obedience. My guess is this isn't some fancy detox center. This must be Mason Bauer's room, and it's got security lights on. I'm toast if I walk into that. Wisdom. Rebirth. Looks like the translator's ambitions are the same as Ming the Merciless. Universal domination. What the hell is happening to these people? Looks like I'm about to visit the big dog, the big security. I need to find For 5 crates, all addressed to Charles Foster Kane. For 5 crates and barrels. Monk robes for the on-the-go monk that favors both stylishness and comfort. Yep, the armoire is locked. I'll need to find a key. Security key. You bet your sweet Bippy I'm picking that up. That's a security badge. For 5 crates, all addressed to Charles. Yep, the armoire is locked. I'll need to find a key. This must be Mason Bauer's room, and it's got security lights on. I'm toast if I walk into that. This is the door to the headmaster. That's a security badge. Looks like we've got one mask missing. Candle, couple of books. Guess this guy wanted to be like Lincoln. Reads by candlelight. Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. The Case of the Not-So-Thin Man. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Looks like an armoire key. A bookmark. A simple bookmark. Or is it? Candle, couple of books. Guess this guy wanted to be like Lincoln. Reads by BAM! Looks like we got ourselves another secret room. It's a bookmark. Looks like we've got one mask missing. Ooga booga booga. And it's a security station, and it's only monitoring one cell. I need to find all 7 letters for this.
Bowers? Mason Bowers. Anybody home?
Bowers?
Yeah, you don't remember anything, do you? I'm gonna have to bring something back to cut you out of here.
No. They told me.
I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared too. But these people, they're trying to hurt you. I'm here to help you, okay? But to do that, I need your help. Look, have you got anything? Anything at all that I can use? Anything in your pockets?
Just this.
Yeah, those are nice. I need them. Say,
Those
look,
are mine.
Relax. Stay here. Yeah, I'll be back, and you have a great day.
Those are mine! Those are mine! Dave! 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 Come back here! What did you do? Dave! Those are mine! Dave! You come back here! You come back!
Seeing Bauer so unbalanced and paranoid was not a real confidence builder on what the future had in store for me. I'm dealing with something far beyond my level of expertise, and I need some professional advice from my new best friend, Dr. Kate Donahue.
Glad to see you're still alive.
Just what my mom used to say.
So your test results came back. Have you ever been in the military or undergone any behavioral therapies?
No military and no therapy. Unless you count bourbon.
Back around 2020, a controversial therapy was developed, initially to help victims of trauma. It was known as a trance inducer. Nanites were used to target specific memories, blocking brain signals, essentially erasing the traumatic memories. The military started to use it to treat post-traumatic stress, but then they and other government agencies discovered more off-label purposes.
And somehow it's ended up in my system.
Whoever injected you coupled it with a verbal cue, a trance key. It's a phrase spoken to trigger a response. To restore your memory, you need an antidote serum known as a trance interrupter, and then the trance key.
So, let's see. All I have to do is find a rare and expensive serum, and then speak a phrase that's been completely blocked from my memory.
That's the bad news. But if you get the serum and your key, your recall should be strong as ever.
Let's check your recall, Doc. Can you answer a few questions for me?
Let's just keep this professional, shall we? I don't think you could do much better. And yes, I mean that the way it sounded. I believe he runs a diner over by Telegraph Hill. I've dealt with many cases of amnesia, but nothing exactly like this. I've checked around, and it's not stocked by any medical facilities. You'll need your trance key to restore your memory, and the only way you'll find it is to get it from the person who injected you with the trance inducer. I have no idea what the trance key might be, of course, but it would likely be a short, fairly unique phrase.
Before I return to Cézanne, I'll need a laser blade to cut Bowers free, the trance interrupter serum, and its trance key.
Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message
Well, these baseball
waiting.
cards may open the drawer in Mason Bowers'
Phone message
safe.
waiting. Phone message waiting.
Mr. Murphy, please tell me you have news about Mason.
He's being held at a place called Ceysan, which is some crazed cult where the lunatics are in charge. I'm not going to alert the police because they might dispose of Mason. I think I better handle this myself.
But why would you put yourself in so much danger?
Because someone's taken 7 years of my life from me and I want it back. If there's a way I can discover what happened and somehow restore my memories, I'll take that chance.
Well, I hope you do get that chance. My name is Thompson Alt. I'll get back with you soon. Good luck, Mr. Murphy.
Before I return to Ceysan, I'll need a laser blade to cut Bowers free, the trance interrupter serum, and his trance key. Man, this is a nightmare. I fly back to the beach house to see if the cards Mason had on him can be used here. When I arrive, there's a familiar face waiting at the door, looking for an update.
You found Mason. Is he okay?
Not physically, but mentally he's had a taste of his own medicine and it doesn't suit him.
Where is he?
It's a place called Ceysan, and I can't tell whether he's being held for his own protection or against his will.
So, what do we do now? If we don't know why he's there, we shouldn't get the police involved, right?
Yeah, these boys play for keeps. I'm afraid if we break in on him, Mason may disappear for good.
You said you don't think he knows who he is. What does that mean?
He's been shot up by something called the trance inducer. And if we don't get Mason's memory back, all three of us may be stuck at this dead end.
I'm so grateful you're doing this. I don't know who else I could turn to. I still care for Mason, but we haven't been close in a long time. You seem so tough and self-reliant.
Well, being a PI is a very rough business.
Isn't the rough business always more exciting? Maybe when Mason is back to his normal state and out of danger.
Look, I'm no hero. I'm doing this to get my memory back. But perhaps later we could talk about this.
Perhaps is so full of possibilities. Is there a more intriguing or tantalizing word?
Perhaps. But right now I've got to find something to help me get Mason out of Ceysan.
I'll leave you to it. Good luck, Tex. I've got to go. But you know how to get a hold of me if there's anything you need.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. These women, why are they interested in you?
Maybe you need to get your optical sensors checked.
Wow, between Ariel, Taylor, and the look Mojo is giving you, I'd say losing 7 years has done wonders for your charisma. Hey, have you considered wiping a few more? Oh, and that was a nice catsuit, by the way. Can we pick up one in my size? Ugh.
This must be the trance interrupter medication. And there's only one dose. This is trance interrupter serum. This is trance interrupter serum. The only thing that can bring back memories. And there's only dosage for one person. If I use it on Mason, maybe you can tell me where more serum is. I'm not ready to go back there yet. I still need a few more items.
Perhaps I've been wrong about you, Murphy. What can I do to help? What is that? Are you going to ask me about everything you've ever heard of? No. Next.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse. You think we got something that expensive here? And you know you gotta have a license to carry one, right? Look, I have one of my own. I'll give it to you. But only if you swear that it squares us up. I don't know if this has anything to do with this trans key you're talking about, but after that 48 Pandion flew off, I circled back. I took a quick look around and saw a fresh hypo on the ground along with a few cards. I grabbed them. If you want them, just don't tell the cops I gave them to you. Sorry.
Whatever you need, Life, just ask. Sorry.
Of all the face-melting food joints in all the towns in all the world, you walk into mine. Don't know.
You know, it used to really piss me off, the way you'd always come around asking your questions, but now that you're paying me for it, I really don't mind. Let me think. No.
Having a detective hanging around isn't exactly great for business, Tex. I'm gonna have to start charging you. Keep this up, and I need to start charging you.
Seriously, we are the dynamic duo, don't you think?
You're certainly the boy wonder.
So what have you come up with? Don't know about that.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Can't help you there.
Mason, how are you today? How's everything going here at the camp? 4 clubs. 4 clubs. 4 clubs, Mason. Come on, wake up. Come on, don't be deaf, dumb, and stupid. Please, Mason, wake up. That's it. Come on.
Tex, where are we?
We're in Say San, and we gotta move fast.
Is that the Transinterruptor? What have you done?
I busted my ass to get you out of here. You better be worth it.
But I did it to myself. On purpose!
What? Why the hell would you do that?
Oh, God. Now they can find out everything I know. How could you do this?
Oh, well, maybe because I want my memory back. Your friend said you're the only one who could help.
My friend?
Yeah, the one who came for the cryo chamber.
So he has it. The cryo chamber's safe?
Yes, he has it. So where do we get more serum? There was only 1 dose in your safe. And what the hell's my trans key?
Margaret injected you. She's the only one who could have helped you.
Yeah, and she's dead. And I'm pretty sure her head was the main ingredient in that soup can of yours. Why'd you cut off her head?
I didn't. It was Maldonado. I don't think I could have done it.
Yeah, well, don't mince words, because it was your idea.
Margaret double-crossed us. She came up with her own plan, but I think we stopped her before she could give it to the translator.
Well, you don't come across as totally insane.
She knew things, but she'd given up hope. However, some of us still believe. It wasn't fair of her to take those things to the grave. And I have the technology to tap what's inside her memories, even after death.
Well, I stand corrected. You are insane.
You were in on it with us. We were all looking for the Tesla egg. But you're the one who found it in the wall of your apartment. I was still working from the inside, letting you all know what the translator was doing. By then, Margaret had stolen the egg and disappeared. I was afraid she'd switch sides, so I hired Maldonado to do surveillance on the Ritz, hoping she'd show up.
Yeah, and she did. She and that big mutant came by and injected me.
I caught up to her at the door of her apartment. All I wanted to do was talk, but she clutched her chest and collapsed. Dead before she hit the floor. Decapitation was the last resort.
So when does the abduction come in?
I called Maldonado just when the translator's henchman arrived. Maldonado brought the cryo chamber while I created a diversion. While they were chasing me, he did the deed. Then I used the transducer on myself. We'll rendezvous with my friend. We gotta find that egg before the translator does.
All right, but let's swing by and get your wife, too, because she's been worried sick about you.
My wife? I don't have a wife.
Very good, Tex. You continually impress.
The cryo chamber. It holds your answers. Don't let him find it.
Welcome back, Tex. You certainly have a gift for making things interesting.
Yeah, it's a gift that just keeps on giving.
I assume you have no idea who we are.
Well, let me just save some time here. I have no memory of you or anything else since this bastard here shot me and my girlfriend 7 years ago.
Yes. Margaret made sure of that, didn't she? Willing to die just to keep you out of the equation, undermining me at every turn, right up until the end.
I need to know one thing. Did you kill Chelsea?
You could say that.
Don't move.
It's a long story, Tex. Maybe some other time.
Just tell me what happened to Chelsea.
Dalton, would you please answer Tex's question?
My pleasure. We'd stolen your speeder, of course. After I sedated you and Chelsea, you were taken to a place where we could search your memories for leads to Margaret Leonard's whereabouts. When that failed, I staged Chelsea's death, attempting to draw Leonard out of hiding. We left identifiable DNA inside your burned-out speeder.
Which, incidentally, was uninsured.
Leonard didn't fall for it, unfortunately. Eventually, we let Chelsea go, and I never saw her again.
This was all before I returned. I've never seen Chelsea.
I haven't seen her either, as far as you know.
So Chelsea's alive, somewhere.
I don't know, or care.
And you are?
I am the translator.
Is translating your profession or a hobby?
It is my mission and my destiny.
Well, I guess that makes 1,000,002 questions that I have. Everything would be a lot easier if you just unlocked my memory.
I would if I could, Tex, believe me. Unfortunately, Margaret took your trance key to her grave.
What? I'm supposed to believe that I'm on your guys' side for whatever's going on here?
That's right. We're all in this together.
We united in a common goal. It was a goal Margaret and I used to share many years ago. But she lost hope after I died.
You're Joe Hansen? Margaret Leonard's husband? The FBI agent who stole the Tesla cash?
I am. And I did. But when I learned what we'd taken from Tesla and buried in our vaults, what amazing technologies he had to offer the world, it became my dream to complete his work. But then I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I had little time left, so we decided that I should be preserved in a cryogenic state in hopes that a cure could be found someday.
But now you're here alive again, so who's the one who brought you back?
Margaret refused. She said it wasn't safe yet. I tried to pressure her and she disappeared.
In the end, it was Mason who completed the reanimation.
So what's it like?
Indescribable. I saw eternity. And I returned with a renewed sense of purpose. I finally saw the true vision of Tesla's work.
So if Mason brought you back, why did he turn against you?
Margaret can be very persuasive. I think she convinced Mason that my work was too risky. But she couldn't convince you, Tex.
I'm a little lost here. Why do you need me?
Margaret held one last piece of the puzzle. The Tesla egg. It is the nucleus of the atom. Without it, the spirit radio has little effect. But with it, the veil between living and dead will vanish, and we will all exist within the immortal coil. We have work to do. You're free to go, Tex.
These guys must be playing some kind of mind trick on me. This has got to be a setup of some kind.
Tex, buddy, I'm afraid I haven't been totally straight with you. Over the last 7 years, you have become a lying, womanizing, duplicitous, two-timing cutthroat who plays both sides against the middle for money, and is partners with the gentleman who just left the room. I thought you could just walk away from the person you'd become, but I see that fate may have something else in mind.
After I returned from Cézanne, I called Alt to tell him Mason Bowers had taken a 40-foot leap. The guy was so broken up, he hung up the phone. I'm not sure if Bowers' death ended Alt's interest in this whole sorry mess, but my gut tells me I'll need his help if I'm ever going to solve this case. I decided to visit Saint Germain to find more information about the Tesla egg.
So, how goes the investigation? I don't suppose you have any news regarding that egg we talked about?
Well, everybody's talking about the Tesla egg, but I think I've got a lead on it.
Ah, the egg of Columbus, the copper egg. Unveiled by Tesla at the Chicago World's Fair in 1893, it was the very heart of a small prototype that, some say, would become his most notorious invention.
But you seem underwhelmed, and that's not good.
You know the story of Tunguska?
Well, I do now.
If you believe, as many do, that the Tunguska explosion was caused by the Tesla death ray, and you believe that the Tesla egg is a core component of the death ray, well, then the egg would be of immense fortune. Tell me, what do you believe, Mr. Murphy?
I believe you know a lot more than you're telling me.
Are you familiar with Paradise Lost?
Isn't that one of those resorts for swingers?
Paradise Lost is a poem about the great divide in heaven when Lucifer was cast out. After his banishment, Lucifer swore revenge and created an army of his own. He and his followers waited in darkness for their chance to strike back at the god who cast them out. After a 3-day battle against the faithful angels, the forces of evil were banished from heaven for all eternity.
Oh, I like it when the good guys win.
Yes. But what if the war were not over? What if Lucifer had not been defeated but lay in wait, preparing for his chance to overthrow heaven?
Well, debating hypothetical fairy tales is a little nerdy for me.
Look at the world around you. Did heaven win the battle? Man has created hell on earth. And the longer man exists, the further he descends from the wisdom and discernment needed to overcome the darkness. At his core, he is a grasping, clawing, foolish creature, willing to commit any sin to appease his base and greedy nature.
I thought I was jaded. You really think we're as bad as all that?
There are still some who give me hope. You, I'm not sure about. Your role, whether for good or evil, has yet to be determined.
He's not so bad. Does he have the egg?
No, my dear. Entirely the wrong egg. An interesting trinket, to be sure, but not the egg I'm searching for.
Well, if it isn't Ariel Bowers. You know, I hope I pronounced that correctly because Bowers doesn't have a wife.
Great work, Detective. How long did that take to figure out?
Not long after Bowers told me.
I have to confess, I haven't been totally honest with you on some things.
Just some?
I didn't know who you were when you first interrupted my own search of Bowers Place.
And what were you doing there?
I work for an organization you wouldn't have heard of. We're based out of St. Petersburg.
In Florida.
Russia.
How about you?
I don't work for anyone. Just the greater good. And my own little passions, of course. Ariel and I have crossed paths on several occasions. This time we seem to have some objectives in common, so we pooled our resources.
Yeah, I'm well familiar with Ariel's resources. How common are your objectives and mine?
That depends. You the kind of man who lets innocent people die?
Not normally, no.
You've heard of the Tesla Legacy Society. At one time, it had a membership of hundreds. After Charles Johansson died, the numbers dwindled. Some time ago, all those people vanished without a trace. I had hoped to find some answers from Bowers.
Oh, I got news for you. He's not dead. He's back.
He's the translator, I presume.
The one building the immortal coil. You say you like it when the good guys win? You plan on doing anything about that?
Oh, sure. Leave it to me, as always. What are you two gonna do about it?
This is not my battle to fight.
He knows me. I won't be able to get close to him like you can.
You shall have to find the Tesla egg first. Of course.
Great. I didn't even think of that. Well, if you don't have any more helpful tips...
Until we meet again, Mr. Murphy. And something tells me we will.
Until next time. Kiss for luck. You'll need it.
After visiting with St. Germain, the former Mrs. Bowers invites me to a place called the Resort and says she has information to exchange.
Well, well. If it isn't Dudley Do-Right. Caught me red-handed.
And if it isn't Natasha Vitale, you and Boris Barinov have certainly pulled a fast one on me.
Saint Germain isn't part of this. He's a collector looking for the Fabergé egg. I'm an agent looking to infiltrate the translator.
Oh, so now you're a secret agent. What's next? Gonna be a pirate?
No, I really am. The organization I work for, you couldn't pronounce it, but in English it's called the White Guard. We've been monitoring the translator for years. We've had our eye on you as well. So are you going to interrogate me? I have so much to confess.
Why are you acting like I'm even slightly in control of this situation?
I'll be honest with you. I need your help, Tex. And I can help you, but I had to find out where your loyalties were.
My loyalties lie with me. Nobody else.
That's why we're here, together, alone. I hope you don't mind. I took the liberty of ordering some food. Should be here any minute. I thought we could have a bite, get to know each other a little better.
Set the spider to the fly.
I told you, Tex, I've had my eye on you for a while. And as you know, I'm not married. Who knows what lies ahead?
What lies ahead? That may be the truest thing you've ever said to me.
It's a rough world out there. Any of us could be dead tomorrow. I live in the moment. And right now, I want that moment to be with you.
Ariel, I have any number of reasons to keep you at arm's length. But right now, I just need one. There's a woman that I care about. I might even be in love with her. And until I know for sure, I can't afford to live in the moment. No matter how gorgeous or enticing that moment might be.
I know things. Things you might want to know.
I'm sure that you do. But if they come with strings attached, I'm not interested.
Okay, I promise. No strings attached. That must be the food. I'm just going to change real quick.
No changing.
Okay. I need to get this out before you say anything. I get it. You don't know me anymore. But I know you, and I'm not just going to give up on what we had. It may not have been much, but I wanted it to be much, and I'm here just to see if you'll give us one more chance, please. Please.
Look, I know 7 years have passed. I realize that. But to me, it's yesterday. I'm in love with Chelsea, and if there's any chance that I can find her and that she's alive, I can't commit to any other woman.
I hope you find what you're looking for, Tex. I really do. And if you ever decide to let go of the past, come look me up. I might still be here. I wish just once I'd had a man love me like you love this Chelsea person. Who is she?
She's the reason you've got to leave.
Okay, I'll leave. But I may be back tomorrow.
Boy, resisting both Taylor and Ariel took all the willpower I could muster. They're both incredibly tempting in their own right. I feel Chelsea's out there somewhere. I know in my soul she's the perfect one, and I need to find her. As I contemplate my next move, I get a call from Archie, who says he has a lead for me, and I should come over right away. I wonder what Margaret kept on here. No messages on the vid phone. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer. That was a waste of time. Looks like Margaret Leonard had a video journal.
The dream that Charles and I shared has become a nightmare. I wanted to believe, so it was easy to deceive myself, and to know that I have helped to bring it to pass is more than I can bear. I gave them everything, except for the key to it all. I must find the egg before they do. I have long suspected that Tex is a vital piece to the puzzle. His connection to Donnelly preceded the neural experiments. His coming to Chandler Avenue, a norm among mutants, to the Ritz, and even into Donnelly's same apartment. That was not coincidence. Was it fate, or something else that drew Tex here? It was right here all the time. Under our noses, Tex has found the Tesla egg. Mason believes Tex is with us and will help us against the translator. But I have my suspicions. I think we need to get the egg away from him. I wish I had the courage to destroy the egg. I just can't let go of hope. With the egg gone, the threat would likely be eliminated, but so would the glorious future we envisioned. I want to try one more time, and until I know one way or the other, I'm entrusting the egg to the only person I know who would die to defend it. The one who prays.
I was working with Margaret Leonard and Mason Bowers in neural experiments? What's my connection with J.T. Donnelly and the egg found in my wall? Why would she steal it from me and entrust it to someone else? The one who prays. Needs a key.
So have you heard any more about the Tesla cache or Margaret Leonard? I mean, if she can't fix it, how are you going to get your memory back?
It's not just my memory, it's my life I want back.
Those Morlocks, I think that there's a connection between them and Margaret Leonard. I mean, see, the other day when you got knocked out, Margaret was in your apartment, right? The Morlock hunters told me they'd never seen so many Morlocks around Chandler Avenue. They said it was like something or someone was drawing them there. I mean, no one knows what they were doing around here. They were scattered after Margaret died. Now the hunters say that quite a few of them have been showing up in one particular area outside the city. I got a location for you.
So who is Margaret Leonard really? Is she a modern Dr. Mengele experimenting on damaged human beings for her own gratification? And why is she the critical key to my world over the last 7 years? My head's still spinning when I spot the location 200 feet below me.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Of course, I've always got a bad feeling about this. Could you just go ahead and place me in a hard case?
Which one's the fourth wall? Because I don't want to break it. I'm not sure that man is friend or foe. Whoa. There was someone or something on the other side of this stream. I wonder if it's Mantis. I need to be careful. Sounds like he's in a homicidal mood. Part of the bridge has collapsed, and I shouldn't even think about trying to swim across that water. Looks like the shed Grandpa... You know, I've always thought that wood is a key ingredient to starting any fire. Looks like the shed Grandpa Murphy used to keep his moonshine business in. Bucket of nails is always helpful when you want to fix something. Yeah, I've never really been interested in yard work. That man over there could be Mantis. Looks like I'll need 5 planks,
Why does this have to be so heavy?
Looks like I'll need 5 planks, a hammer, and some nails if I'm going to repair this ladder. Now I could use that. Someone's watching me, and it's making me feel incredibly uneasy.
Nice.
Well, this'll come in handy. Well, that might come in handy. Man, I have an eerie feeling I'm being watched. What kind of creatures was Margaret keeping in captivity? Looks like I'll need 5 planks, a hammer, and some nails if I'm going to repair this ladder. Better steer clear of the water, as God knows what could be lurking in that. Water must be toxic. I better not stick my tootsies in it. Yeah, it's a plank. Wood is good, especially for building fires. And some rusty nails.
I guess luck counts for something.
Man, I don't even know what I was trying to do.
I'm experiencing a sensation altogether new to me, and frankly, I love it.
Now, I fixed it, and it appears to be some sort of ladder. Tool shed. Yeah, it's an Ultra Pro 900 lock. I'll need to find the key before I can open this, and it's probably in the house. Yeah, I've never really been interested in yard work. Sign says the water's toxic, but how dangerous could it be?
Has there ever been a bigger idiot than you?
The Ace of Base vase. I'm glad that ceramic pot has finally been legalized. Nice vase. This card could be used to get in the front door. Mildew. Pot, yeah, looks ceramic.
Who are you?
Margaret Leonard sent me.
Liar! Liar!
You know, you seem like you could use a great big hug.
Friend! Slave! Killer!
Slade? Are you talking Big Jim Slade?
Get it out of my head!
So, maybe some medication for you?
Help me! Slave! Die! Die!
Kids. They never shut the door when they go out to play. That must be Mantis, and my guess is Margaret Leonard left some medication to control his affliction somewhere in the swamp house. Like an Ike Hammer, sucker's game. I never cared for pliers. Got lots of bad dental memories. Nice rug. Nice chest. Books? Do people still read these? Man, I am making great time. This thing hasn't even moved. Hey, this is a fake. Got it. A rug fit for a king. And that is one big jackalope. Yeah, there's more to this world than meets the eye. Well, another matchbook to add to my collection. Very handy when you're venturing into public bathrooms. I bet this could increase my defense by +5. There's only room for one chair at that table. Nothing special. Well, I doubt Margaret even read all these books. You know, I love secret doors, and something in this room must trigger it open. The zipper on this cushion's stuck. It's a safe key. Looks like I'll need some firewood. Ah, nice fire. The cabinet lock is broken, so I'll need to find another way to open it. Ah, the XBR 1000 greenhouse light. It sure grows plants fast, but the FDA banned them because of excess radiation. And it's a big sack of seeds. Looks like there could be something hiding underneath this dirt. You know, I'm no geologist, but I think that's a rock. I wonder if there's a way to get these valerian flowers to grow quickly. I'll need these well, that was stupid. Ah, the XBR 1000 greenhouse light. This sure grows plants fast, but the FDA banned them because I better not be too creative. The XBR 1000 light shines bright as bright. Yep, garden shears are perfect for trimming grass, bushes, or stubborn branches. Books? Do people still read these? The Mike and Ike Hammer Candy Comic, Double Fudge Indemnity. I'll put this in my comic book rack back at the office. That's why I always insist on guests using coasters. Candles always put me in the mood. For what? I don't know. Ah, someone's writing their letter to Santa early this year. Another table. Oops. Yeah, talking to myself again. Another table. Oops. Hey, these carpets don't match these drapes. I can't use this fireplace. It's been bricked in. Oh, I love sticky notes, and I just used my last one. Wait, something's written on this one. Ashtray. Yummy. This key belongs to an Ultra Pro 900 lock. I like to turn my pillow over to the cool side before I get shut-eye. It's an empty vial. Whoa, that's one old vid phone. It's got a message on it, but I'll need to get Margaret's voicemail number to listen to it. There's a VidPhone message code on here. I could use this on a VidPhone to retrieve messages.
First message. Margaret, we followed your instructions and combined the valerian flower petals with alcohol in a vial, placed it in the chemical mixer, then administered the serum to the subjects via syringe. However, this only momentarily suppressed rage in the Morlocks. There needs to be a more permanent solution.
There are no more messages. First message.
Margaret, we followed your instructions and combined the valerian flower...
Well, I know tongs are great for pulling my chestnuts out of the fire. It's a safe lock, and I'll need a key. The picture looks similar to the one downstairs, except the one downstairs had 3 numbers on it. It's an Ultra Pro 900 key. It'll open an Ultra Pro 900 lock like the one on the tool shed. Good for gardening. It's an empty vial, ready for medical ingredients. Great for grabbing things from hot places. Perfect for hot. Something big just moved, and there's smoke coming out from behind a panel. What's a pot? For planting seeds. I'll need to shine a powerful light on this plant to make it... Books? Do people still read these? Well, that rake must be compensating for something. Is this? It is. It's actual moonshine.
I know what you're thinking, and that's not a good idea.
Oh, it's C4 chewing gum. This stuff packs quite a wallop, but it is grape. I love grape flavor. On second thought, I better find another use for this. I love barrels. Now where are the monkeys? Fertilizer that looks as good as it smells. Well, that rake must be compensating for something. Nice place to sit. Man, I wish I had one of these in my office. Yep, it's an old shed, all right. Oof, that's real moonshine, with a high enough alcohol content to make you go blind for 3 days. Margaret must have been a girl who could hold her liquor. Rusty's C4 exploding gum is the ultimate party gag. However, it does have the side effect of possible decapitation. I'll need to shine a powerful... That might come in handy. Valerian flowers, when placed in a vial and combined with alcohol, could be used to create medical ingredients.
What crime against humanity have you created? Hey, it worked!
I need to place this in a chemical mixer to create medicine for Mantis. Ah, the XBR 1000 greenhouse light. It sure grows plants fast, but the FDA banned them because of excess radiation.
The cabinet lock is broken, so I'll need to find another way to open it.
I'm sure Thor's big hammer here could straighten a few things out.
Maybe that was a little overkill, but was effective.
Man, I don't even know. This Thor-sized hammer? Great for grabbing things from hot places. Perfect for hot chocolate.
Ah, nice fire. Maybe that was a little overkill, but was effective.
I need to rearrange the tiles to make a coherent picture. Afterwards, a numeric code will appear. I need to unscrew that cog from the wall before I can repair it. Hello. What do we have here?
books? Do people still read these? Books, books, more books.
Maybe that was a little overkill, but I need to unscrew that cog from the wall before... Security card. And another security card. Like I haven't seen 1,000 of these in my life. I need to unscrew that cog from the wall before I can repair it. Pot? Yeah, looks ceramic. Great for grabbing things from hot places. Well, that won't work. Well, that won't work. Man, I don't even know what I was trying to do. That was a waste of time. That's not right. Sign says the water's toxic, but... Guess I better not be too creative, because it won't work. Well, that won't work. That accomplished nothing. Sign says the water's tough. The ace of base vase. You know, I'm no geologist, but I think that's a rock. Yeah, I expect to hear, "Feed me, Seymour," at any moment from this plant. Hey, not even Sam Spade. Looks like Margaret tried to bury her mistakes. What's she trying to do out here? Looks like Margaret tried to bury her mistakes. What's she trying to do out here? Someone's writing their letter to Santa. Hey, don't let anyone talk down to you just because you're a side table. I doubt Margaret even read all these books. Alarm. I've always wanted one of these. They're good for reaching items just out of my grasp or in a dangerous situation. Very organized. I'm impressed. Just like Grandma's, for when she needed to reach items in toxic areas. Screw this. That's a brand recognized all over the world.
Oh, for crying out loud! I guess luck counts for something.
I bet this could increase my defense. In this state, the cog is quite malleable. I'll need to find some The cog's fixed and ready to be put back. Wow, that Morlock is a lethal hazard. But it's energy driven, so maybe I could short circuit him somehow, like getting him wet. The valves are broken and blocking water flow. I need to adjust them to allow water to flow freely through the pipe. The valves are controlled by the wheels at the bottom of the box. drain perfectly symbolizes my life. It's a card reader. This cellar door has a card reader on the side. It's a card reader, and I'll need the Something tells me no one was coming in here for cheap ice. This drain perfectly symbolizes my life. Yeah, Margaret made sure this place was soundproof. Just the place to conduct some business. The glass is shattered. Was something trying to get in or out? Now there's something you don't typically see in a residential home. This machine monitors electrical activity in your heart. It's a chemical mixer for creating medicine. I'll need to place a vial. Well, hell, that ought to do it. This medicine should control Manus's pain. That's the Interocitor IQ measurement system. I should try this baby out and see what a genius I am.
Don't text. You may not like what you find. Dr. Zaius was right. A man like you is inferior to the simian in every way.
There's blood all over the floor. It doesn't look fresh, but it's troubling. It's my apartment from my old UI of U days. Looks like something unethical happened in here. Looks like something unethical happened in here. There's more books in here than in my county library. Cursed government spending cuts.
I've assembled the spirit radio. Tonight will be my first attempt to contact my husband. The radio is working. I hear voices that are incoherent, eerie, and tantalizing. There must be some way to amplify the power. My last attempt was a near disaster, similar to what happened to Tesla back in 1899. The frequency caused a vibration that increased until I thought the house would split in two. I had to smash the radio. Now I have to start all over. I don't want to get my hopes too high, but I believe I've made contact. I brought the radio into the lab, and I swear that being close to Charles's cryo chamber has intensified the signal. I'm sure it's his voice, but I can't understand what he's saying. I've recorded hours of the voice and had experts analyze the audio from every angle. We've deciphered 3 words: void, return, immortal. I've reached an impasse. I wonder if the Tesla egg, could it amplify the radio's power? It's been weeks since I've heard Charles's voice on the spirit radio. I wonder if the Gideon parasites have moved ahead without me and brought him back to life. It's been years since I made an entry in this video journal. Charles is dead and lost to me forever, and I will die soon. The translator lives, and one way or another, whoever sees this, Mantis, Mason, it's up to you to stop the translator.
Stopping the translator isn't going to be easy, and the Tesla egg and spirit radio seem to be the keys. Somehow, the information Margaret Leonard took to the grave needs to be uncovered. Is that even possible? I have an eerie feeling it is. I waited near the front door, ready for him to show up, but not as ready as I should have been.
Sorry. I can't control it.
Are you the one who prays? Oh, my hell, praying mantis.
That was Margaret's code. So she did send you. It just seems strange she took such a risk coming to see you. So she could give you the injection.
How do you know about that?
Because I was there. And she wanted you to forget everything you had done.
Yeah, well, she pretty much accomplished that.
Yeah. And here you are. Seems kind of strange.
Strange? You know what I find strange? I saw a video of Margaret torturing you.
She wasn't torturing me. She had been helping me for a very long time.
But you're a Morlock. She made you this way.
You can't blame her. I chose this path. I volunteered to take one of the greatest technological leaps of all time. Cryotechnology. I was one of the founding members of the Tesla Legacy Society. Along with others, I allowed myself to die and be brought back. We dreamed of waking to a world reborn. We found ourselves worse off than before. And worst of all, we no longer were the people we had been. The cryosleep had unforeseen complications.
Well, at least cryogenics is now partially covered under major medical.
Only a few of us escaped the physical deformities from the freeze. Worse is what it did to our minds. Drove us to madness.
So how come the Tesla Society hasn't taken care of you guys? Certainly the burden shouldn't just fall on Margaret.
The Tesla Legacy Society and its creations are no more.
So what happened? I mean, I know a little of your history since Charles Johansson joined you.
Johansson. I believed in him once. He was our martyr. We carried his work to the foot of his holy cryo chamber. We knew that one day he would return to take us to this glorious future.
And he did return.
Yeah, he was now the translator. He was delusional only as the greatest zealots are. He believed he knew the will of Tesla. He was going to create a gateway, a celestial conduit between heaven and earth. He called it the immortal coil.
Gotcha.
He was determined to build it at any cost. And in the end, we banished him from the society. But he didn't stay banished. Months later, he returned with a small group of men, led by the one known as Slade. They attacked the facility, sparing no one. I saw Slade himself put a gun to my wife's head while she begged for her life, and he pulled the trigger. When it was over, they removed every trace of the Tesla Legacy Society. Its files, its equipment. There was only one thing left behind.
And that was?
A key bit of information. The spirit radio frequencies. They were stored in the clouds that Charles never knew about.
And these were important.
It may be the only way to stop Charles from activating the immortal coil.
And that would be bad?
It's very bad. As in splitting the planet in two bad. I'll tell you where to find the egg. But I need you to find those frequencies first.
Before I head off to the Tesla Legacy Society, I get a call from Thompson Auld inviting me over to his house. Sounds like he's ready to talk.
Any luck locating the spirit radio?
I've got some leads, but it all seems to tie to something called the Immortal Coil.
I found something that you might find interesting. They did some experiments with interfacing brain circuitry. You might have been one of the first test subjects.
I'm sorry.
Memories are simply electronic impulses, and we are the sum of our memories. Now, on a cellular level, you're a completely different person than you were 7 years ago. But your essence is exactly the same as it was that night with Chelsea outside of the Golden Pagoda.
How do you know about Chelsea?
Well, first, and you may already know this, Chelsea is Margaret Leonard's daughter. Now, Margaret had lost her husband, and she was overwhelmed. So she put Chelsea in the care of a mutant family, the Bandos, and then tried to forget that she'd ever had a child.
That's pretty cold.
Well, it was a decision that she's regretted for decades. And years later, when she found Chelsea living at the Ritz, she rented a room so she could be close, but never revealed her true identity.
Yeah, and that's why we got abducted.
Now, Margaret was being funded by Gideon Enterprises, and an opportunistic manager named Dalton Fisk found out that Margaret's husband had stolen some very important documents.
The Tesla cache.
Dalton tried forcing Margaret into reanimating Charles, but she refused and disappeared. But then Dalton discovered that she had a daughter, and he came after her. Now, I don't know if her memory has been manipulated or if it's so painful that she can't share it, but I do know that she's left her old life behind.
So Chelsea's alive? And you know that for sure?
I do. She's my wife.
You married my girlfriend?
Mason asked me to look after her for protection. Which reminds me, I meant to get you the canister.
Whoa, wait a second. I mean, you're gonna finish this, right? There's other parts of the story?
Margaret didn't want to know where she had gone. Chelsea needed someone, and we grew quite fond of each other. We had a good life together. But you see, I'd been in love with someone who couldn't return my feelings, and so I'd come to accept my bachelorhood. But you know, somehow, marrying Chelsea just felt like the right thing to do.
Yeah, but I'm in love with Chelsea, and you're married to her. What happens next?
I'll tell you what happens now. How about we go get that cryo chamber with old Maggie's head in it?
We can't let him have it.
Oh, hold on, partner there. No need to get violent or anything. Let's just see if we can work this out, okay?
God. Oh, up there, is it?
You're hurt pretty bad. We've got to get you to the hospital.
No, you have to stop him. If they get inside her head, it will undo everything that Mason was fighting for.
Look, I know what they're after, and I think I can beat them to it. It's the Tesla egg, so let's just get you out of here.
Go! Go!
You're coming with me. Come on. I couldn't shake the look of fear I saw in Alt's eyes as he was lying in a pool of his own blood. Slade had blown a hole through the little man without even a second thought. Could I really have been partners with someone like that? Maybe I did change over the last 7 years, but if I did, it has to be possible to change back. I need a weapon I can use against these psychopaths. I knew my only hope was somewhere at the Tesla Institute. Slade's trumped me at every corner, but the ace may be at Tesla.
Thank you.